Much has been said about this land, and even more written. Come, let us show you Namibia. To anyone who has visited this once politically disputed part of southern Africa, it is an exceptional land, a land with a unique charm where one wants to go again and again. Namibia is a vast, sparsely inhabited area in the southwestern part of Africa, with a population density of 1 person per square kilometre and a coastline of more than 1,400 kilometres. The northern and central parts are most densely populated, while the sparsely populated Kalahari area in the east is still home to nomadic tribes like the Bushmen. Namibia is a land of contrasts. Dry deserts and tropical forests. Vast gravel plains where the sun beats down ruthlessly, and high mountains. Rural areas where it literally looks like time stood still, and a cosmopolitan capital. A land where wilderness and progress go hand in hand. Other visitors are deeply interested in the beautiful birds and animals that live in the driest desert and can be found in all their glory in the many game and nature reserves, or in the strange plant life that adapted itself through the ages to the dry climate. To the geologists, the outstretched area, with its fascinating geological phenomena and rock formations, is a key to prehistoric geological times. The ethnologist, or any other person who has an interest in his fellow man, is again astounded by the different tribes, races and cultures of the land that vary from the Bushman, a remnant of the Stone Age, and the white with his Western technology. Together they form Namibia, the smile on the face of Africa. To most people, the cosmopolitan capital, Windhoek, is a stopover for longer or shorter travels through the land. Windhoek is a small but vigorous city, 1,650 meters above sea level, and shielded by the Aas and Eros mountains. The city is a colorful jumble of Western lifestyles and different indigenous cultures. Ovambo, Damara, Nama, Herero and Tswana share the streets, life and buildings with whites who speak German, Afrikaans, English and Portuguese. The buildings are mainly modern structures with a few remnants from the German colonial era, which include the Alta Festa, originally a fort and now a museum, 3 castles, Heinertsberg, Schweirenberg and Sanderberg, the impressive Lutheran church, the old railway station, and here and there a shop or hotel with its characteristic pointed roof for snow that never came. Apart from the historical monuments, the shops in Windhoek are a treat to the shopper. The atmosphere is jovial and continental, and jewelers, furriers, curio shops and many others share the streets with chemists, supermarkets and gift shops. The city's hotels, outstanding international restaurants, sports facilities and rich cultural life makes it the ideal centre from which to visit surrounding game parks, recreational grounds and hot water springs. Namibia, the national airline of Namibia, undertakes flights to most main centres in Namibia and direct international flights weekly to Frankfurt, and indigenous services are undertaken in collaboration with Air Botswana, South African Airways and Air Zambia. Most visitors prefer to explore the country by car or train. There are interesting towns everywhere that are surrounded by fascinating landscapes and justify a visit. Swakopmund is a charming, vibrant town which still possesses much of its German character today. Nowadays, it is a pleasant holiday town with a continental atmosphere. The Swakopmund Museum possesses a rich collection of photographs of the town's initial years and boasts one of the prettiest mineral and gemstone collections in the world. In the town is an Olympic standard swimming pool, while the beaches are spacious and the waves ideal for surfing. Accommodation is available at outstanding hotels and guest houses, while there are many caravan sites in and around the town. The shops flourish, and the local tannery that manufactures kuduveldschoens and the salt pans to the north of the town are worth a visit. Guano is regularly collected from a man-made platform near Swakopmund and processed into fertilizer. Another feature of the town is the brewery that manufactures Namibia's famous beer. South of Swakopmund is Walvis Bay. The rich fishing in the Walvis Bay area has greatly added to the development of the town. From all over the world, ships dock in the harbour. Walvis Bay is also well known for its bird life and one of the most dramatic sights in the world is the large flocks of pink flamingos that breed and live in the area of the lagoon. During the past years, Walvis Bay has also blossomed into a sought-after holiday resort. Around Walvis Bay in the Namib are various interesting geological phenomena and ecosystems. The Namib is one of the world's oldest deserts and is characterized by orange-colored sand dunes, some being about 300 meters high. To the east, the desert dramatically fades into grey-white gravel plains and isolated rocky hills. Large herds of gemsbok, springbok and ostrich roam the plains, while the living fossil, the welwitschia, also grows there. Since it was first described in the 1860s, this plant has fascinated the world. In reality, the plant has only 2 leaves in its lifetime that grow about 100 to 200 millimeters in a year. The leaves are tattered by gale-forced winds in the desert and give the illusion of many leaves. Many other succulents and grasses grow in this area. Many insects and small reptiles that have adapted themselves to the hard, harsh surroundings also live in the desert. To the north of Swakopmund is the recreational area of the west coast that forms part of the bigger Skeleton Coast. This inaccessible area has earned itself the name of the Skeleton Coast because of the low fog, large waves, treacherous rocks and concealed sandbanks. The area is predominantly known by anglers. One finds 2 smallish angling spots, Torra Bay and Terrace Bay. The western and central interior of Namibia is characterized by interesting rock formations, Bushman paintings and rock engravings, which makes way to one of the most unique ore deposits in the world in the Tsumeb area. In the vicinity of the town is the interesting Lake Ochikoto with its big variety of fish. Etosha. This majestic game reserve covers a huge area and varies from thick bushveld to open plains where herds of game roam freely. The heart of the reserve is the enormous Etosha Pan, which is flat, dry and very dusty for most of the year. During years with a good rainy season, the pan fills up and the abundant water lures a great many water birds to breed and feed. To the west of the Okukuyu tourist camp, one will find many Moringa ovifolia, also known as the olifantboom or elephant tree. According to a Bushman legend, these trees fell to earth with their roots in the air and continued to grow upside down. The area is known as the Fairy Forest or Sprookjeswoud. Large herds of springbok, giraffe, gemsbok, zebra and kudu roam there, while lion, cheetah and elephant can be seen from time to time. The list of animals is never-ending. Eland, dik-dik, wildebeest, warthogs and jackal make a paradise of Etosha. 325 varieties of bird have been noted in the game reserve. Large numbers of ostrich dart across dirt roads, while secretary birds, bustards and others are seen every day. The 2 most colourful birds of the reserve are the blue jays and the crimson-breasted jackhanger, while falcons, hornbills and red-headed quelas are everywhere. There are 3 well-equipped rest camps in the Etosha Game Reserve, each with its own character and highlights. hundreds of kilometers of well-kept dirt roads with clear road signs link the rest camps and enable visitors to see the animals from close-up at water holes and feeding areas. Etosha, a pleasure with wide open horizons and a clear, unpolluted sky. Near Grootfontein is the world's largest meteorite, the Hobber meteorite, its mass being more than 54,000 kilograms. The meteorite was discovered in the 20s, but no one knows for certain when it fell to Earth. To the north of Grootfontein, the vegetation becomes denser and more abounding in trees, and here this well-watered area around the Kavango River is home to the Kavango people. The Kavango River is part of Namibia's northern border, after which it flows through the Caprivi Strip into Botswana. Makoro tree canoes are often the only means of transport and take man, belongings and animals across the wide waterland. A well-equipped rest camp at the Popo Falls is halfway station for tourists on their way to Katima Mulilo, Zimbabwe or Botswana. The northeastern part of Namibia is a bird and animal paradise where osprey and elephant abound in great numbers. The waters of the Zambezi and Kavango rivers are also home to the Nile crocodile and hippos. In the eastern parts of Namibia, a few nomadic tribes of Bushmen are still found. The Bushman is a wanderer and a hunter who rarely stays long enough in one spot to build more than a few grass shelters. They own no more than a few skins, and their most valuable possessions are the bow and arrow. The Kunene River, with the well-known Ruacana Falls and the not-so-well-known Epopo Falls, forms the border between Angola and Namibia and meanders like a brown snake through the bushveld of northern Ovambo. On the fertile floodplains live the Ovambo, who make up 46% of the population of Namibia. The northwestern part of the country is known as Kaokoland, a severe, remote, inaccessible area and home to the well-known Damara desert elephant and the Herero, Chimba and Himba. The southern part of Namibia is a dry area, with seemingly endless plains and mountainous areas, and is home to the Nama people. Keetmanshoop is the main town of the south and is also the centre from where many tourists depart to a wide variety of sites like the well-known Kokerboomwoud, forest of large aloe trees, and the extinct volcano Broekeros. There are comfortable hotels and a well-equipped caravan park in the town, while the museum, Garden of Remembrance, and the renovated post office are also worth visiting. It is hard to believe that in this dry part, a big canyon was eroded by a mass of water millions of years ago. This canyon is 161 kilometers long, up to 27 kilometers wide, and at some places as deep as 550 meters, which makes it one of the biggest canyons in the world. At the southern end of the canyon is Ice, with its natural hot water springs and bungalows, and it forms a welcome oasis. The water flows through pipes to indoor pools and an open-air swimming pool. Kilometers from Keetmanshoop, Lüderitz has a charm of its own and forms the center of a prosperous crayfish and diamond industry. The tourist is lured by kilometers of unpolluted beaches, while the town and barren surroundings reminds one of the Greek Isles. The town has an established infrastructure, and fresh crayfish can be enjoyed anywhere. The language of diamonds is used everywhere. When the first diamond was picked up in April 1908 near Kolmanskop, 10 kilometers east of Lüderitz, houses and claims shot up like mushrooms, changing Kolmanskop into a model town overnight. The crash of the diamond market during and after World War I, and the discovery of rich diamond deposits at the mouth of the Orange River, as well as a poorer diamond harvest at Kolmanskop, caused the town to die slowly. It was desolate by 1956, and today it serves only as a tourist attraction. The south of the country is fed by the Orange River, which also forms the border with the Republic of South Africa. One can cross over to Botswana at Buitenpost, while the Transnamib Transport Corporation links with the South African railways at Ariamsvlei. Namibia, a big country. A land with a salutation that has a promise of meeting again. Wiederschauen until we meet again. Namibia hopes to see you again soon.